Chris.
Chris, nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice to meet you.
So I was talking to Chris about Ginsberg's involvement in the Beat generation and the social and cultural movements here in Berkeley, and just had to ask him what he wanted to know.
So what I know about him has to do with San Francisco, just over the bay there, and he was a real leader and a progressive figure in the 1950s as part of this Beat movement. He was a writer and a poet, and a lot of his writings and his thoughts and ideas inspired that generation and a lot of other people like Jack Kerouac, who's a famous writer from that era as well.
Right. And do you think his impact and their impact still has like resonance today?
Absolutely. A lot of people say that those people inspired the generation in the 60s known as the hippies, and even moving forward to modern times, more liberal minded people and their thoughts and beliefs.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Do you know who Allen Ginsberg is?
I've heard the
You've
name.
heard of him? He's a poet.
Back
in like the 1950s, 1960s. That's fun. I'm just doing a project. But right there, he used to have a cottage there. There used to be a cottage, now it's an apartment complex where he wrote some of his poems. Just wondering if you knew about his big influence in this area. And
I did not. I don't.
That's fine, but thank you.
Pan, I'm just asking her what she knows about Allen Ginsberg and the Beat movement in this area.
Oh, you just want me to tell
Oh,
you?
yeah. Anything, yeah.
He's from San Francisco. His most famous poem was called Howl.
Yes.
His glasses, curly hair. Geez, that's about all I can think of for right now.
Do you think his movement and what the Beat generation stood for had an impact on this area
Oh,
still?
I definitely think so. He's an icon for this area.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know his cottage, he had a cottage right over there at the intersection of Melvia and Lincoln?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the apartment on the right side with blue railing right up here across from the school.
Oh,
It's an apartment complex
Oh, I
now.
had no idea.
But it used to be a little white cottage, and he stayed there for a few years while he was writing Howl and the supermarket in California.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for the information.
So I'm here with Donna and Martin, and they're just going to give me whatever they know on Allen Ginsberg and the Beat generation and the impact they had on this area.
I don't really know very much except that he was friends with Jack Kerouac.
Yes.
And he was a poet.
Yes.
Howl.
Yes.
And it was considered pornographic and banned, perhaps?
It was.
And my daughter did a big story about it, or a big research project about it when she was in high school.
Really?
Or maybe college.
Did she enjoy the project? Did she think like everything, his work and stuff was influential?
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Of course he's influential.
So you said you saw the...
I mean, influential in the way people approach language, I would have to guess, right? Because we were able to use obscenities more after he sort of used
Censorship was a big issue back then. And I don't know, a lot of them were gay, and so there's the big movement towards gay rights and activism and whatnot.
Right, and I think it was like a love poem as well, so it was a gay love poem.
Right, and you said you saw the poetry garden back there. Did you see right across from it is the apartment building with the blue railings?
Right.
I didn't
And
the sign said that
his cottage was right there before the apartment complex was there, and that's where he wrote Howl. And I don't know if you've heard of a supermarket in California.
And what's that?
A supermarket in California. It's the name of his poem.
Yes, where is the supermarket?
You know where the Trader Joe's is?
All the way down?
I think it's on University. Right there is where it used to be, the coffee shop. Yeah, where he wrote that at. And now, of course, it is a supermarket.